July has been a pretty solid month for the Pokémon TCG, with strong gains in sealed products and some surprising shifts in high-value singles across multiple eras. We also saw the release of a brand new set, so there's plenty to unpack. In this video, we'll break down the biggest price movements in the market, from the latest expansions to older fan favorites. So enough with the chit-chat, let's get started! Hello internet and welcome to my channel. TCG Monkey here with your monthly market overview for the Pokémon TCG. Let's start by looking at the sealed products and biggest chase cards from the most recent sets. July brought a new release with Black Bolt and White Flare, and as expected with fresh expansions, we haven't seen dramatic shifts in sealed product prices since July 18th. Both ETBs are currently holding just under $90. When it comes to the big hits, most of the top tier cards haven't had enough time to stabilize, but we can already notice some early market movements. Zekrom EX and Reshiram EX, both special illustration rares, have seen significant corrections since launch. Zekrom dropped about 33% to $230, while Reshiram fell 37% to $220. On the flip side, one of the biggest surprises has been the illustration rare Seismitoad, which skyrocketed 170% to $170. And I can understand that, given the stunning artwork by Shinji Kanda. Hydreigon EX, illustrated by the talented Takumi Wada, also has an amazing artwork, though it slipped 52% to $100. Illustration rare Samurott, another beautiful piece, it's the second most expensive illustration rare and climbed 70%, now sitting just below $50. It's worth remembering that this set includes an alternate art for each of the 157 Pokémon from the Black and White Pokédex, so illustration rares range anywhere from a few dollars up to around $40. The most expensive cards of the set are the three cards with the new Black and White rarity, and they are Victini, Zekrom EX and Reshiram EX, all with a price that's currently fluctuating between $500 and $450. As always, early prices on newly released cards tend to swing wildly, and values will likely continue to shift over the next several weeks as the market adjusts. Moving on to Destined Rivals, this set saw stronger performance on the sealed side. Booster boxes climbed 24% in July to reach around $300, while ETBs remained stable at $90 and booster bundles hovered around $48. Singles didn't follow the same upward momentum. Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX, the most expensive card of the set, dipped 7% to $375. Cynthia's Garchomp EX followed closely behind, down 10% at $200. However, there were some solid gains too. Team Rocket's Moltres EX jumped 19% to $155. Team Rocket Nidoking EX rose 10% to $110, and Giovanni's SIR trainer card spiked 52% to reach $54. Other cards in the set experienced movement too, but due to their lower price points, even large swings didn't translate into big dollar shifts. Then we have Journey Together, which delivered more modest changes across the board. Booster boxes increased 8% to around $240, but ETBs and booster bundles remained flat at roughly $75 and $40 respectively. On the singles side, Lily's Clefairy EX, the top card of the set, held steady at $128. The rest saw slow declines. Salamence EX dropped 8% to $75, and Zoroark EX lost 19% to land just above $50, and Hop's Zacian EX slipped 13% to $40. There were other small shifts between -20 and +10%, but since many of these cards are priced between $5 and $20, the impact was fairly minimal. Finally, we come to Prismatic Evolutions, which saw more notable pullbacks in both sealed and singles. The ETB dropped 9% to just below $100, while booster bundles declined 3% to $65, meaning that the secondary market cost per pack remains over $10. Among the chase cards, the evolutions all trended downward. Umbreon EX, still the most valuable card in the set, slipped more than 7% to $960. Sylveon EX dropped 14% to $350, Leafeon EX fell 10% to $250, and Espeon EX saw the steepest decline among them all, at 19%, now sitting at $230. All the other EXs, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Glaceon, Roaring Moon and Eevee EX, all followed a similar trend, averaging around 10 to 17% losses throughout July. Overall, While sealed products have remained relatively stable or climbed slightly for most recent sets, many of the biggest singles, especially SIRs, have experienced some steep corrections. That said, these dips could offer somewhat of an entry point for collectors and players looking to pick up chase cards at more reasonable prices before the next wave of demand hits. Before we continue with the video, I kindly ask you to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content. And don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments, it really helps a lot. Now let's shift our attention to sealed products from older sets, mainly across the Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield eras, with a few standout performers from Sun and Moon that caught the market's attention this month. July was a relatively strong month for sealed products overall, particularly among collector favorite expansions and limited print releases. Starting with Scarlet and Violet, the standout was surely the 151 ETB, which jumped 16% to $280. This set has continued to benefit from the nostalgia-driven hype around the original 151 Pokémon, and with singles like the Venusaur and Blastoise EX still holding strong value, demand for sealed products remains high. Paldean Fates also had a solid month, with its ETB up 12% to $205, showing renewed interest as one of the more collectible side set from the era, home of the Bubble Mew, which had an incredible 20% gain in July to $360. Jumping back to Sword and Shield, we continue to see Evolving Skies solidify its legacy as one of the most sought-after modern sets. The booster box climbed another 9% in July, reaching $2,100. Its lineup of alternate art evolutions, especially the Umbreon VMAX, has kept demand high among both collectors and investors. But some of the most eye-catching gains came from even older products. The Sun and Moon era had a surprising resurgence this month, led by Team Up. The ETB for this set surged 25% to a staggering $2,070, although there were only 2 sales in July. Similarly, Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes climbed 25% to match that $2,100 mark, surely driven by the appreciation for its beautiful tag team cards and wide variety of fan-favorite Pokémon. Unbroken Bonds also saw major gains, with booster boxes up a whopping 44% to $1,900. Moving into the singles market, July was a relatively quiet month when it comes to the high-end cards, especially compared to the volatility we've seen in sealed product. That said, there were still some interesting movements worth noting, with a generally positive trend across many top-tier cards, particularly from Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield expansions. Leading the charge were a few standout GX-era tag team cards from Cosmic Eclipse. Arceus and Dialga and Palkia GX jumped 20% in July to reach $390. Close behind, the Reshiram and Zekrom GX from the same set also rose 8%, now sitting at $360. Meanwhile, Unified Minds brought some solid movement as well. The Mega Sableye and Tyranitar GX gained 11% to reach $260, and the Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX followed with also an 11% rise to $230. From the more recent generations, Silver Tempest's Lugia V posted a 19% gain to hit $310, a strong month for one of the standout cards of the Sword and Shield era. On the flip side, not everything moved upward. Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies dropped 14% to $190. To wrap it up, July brought solid gains across sealed products, especially from Scarlet and Violet sets like the 151 and Paldean Fates ETBs, but also strong performances from older favorite sets from the Sun and Moon era like Team Up and Unbroken Bonds. Singles saw selective upward moves, but had a positive to neutral month overall. While some newly released singles faced typical post-launch price drops, the overall market remained healthy and stable, without any major setbacks. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please give it a like and subscribe for more Pokémon TCG content. Thank you for watching, see you in the next one. TCG Monkey out.